It's 8 o'clock. Do you know where your NARTS members are? It's time for the party. It's time for the party. Fifi's here tonight. Who's joining me tonight? Jennifer! This is Fifi. Okay, Fifi isn't so sure about this. Hey, Michelle. Welcome to the party. Jeremy! I feel like I'm on a marquee now. Jana's joining us. Who else is joining us tonight? Anybody else joining the party? Adele is here. Hey, Adele. I'm not sure if Fifi would do well with Dazzle, though. Is Pebbles barking at Fifi? I went with Scotch tonight. Hey, Eric's joining us tonight. Hey, Kitty. How are we tonight? How's Amy, Eric? Joanne, how are you? Oh. Virginia. Heather, I owe you a call, Heather. I will get back to you. I haven't forgotten you. Pebbles is just staring at the screen. Oh, that's sort of Fifi right now. Fifi's not so sure about this. Fifi, I think, is going to end out on the couch here behind me. Crystal! It's a plum of a Saturday. Michelle! Michelle, my belle. Do 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 dum do 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 dum. Karen! Well, we got lots of people tuning in tonight, Fifi. I am busy, but I get back to everybody, Heather. I'll get back to you. Don't worry. My phone has been a little crazy, but that's okay. We're gonna get to the other side of this. Hey, Diane, no, don't worry. I'm not gonna sing. I'm just dancing with Fifi. Glad to be here, Karen. Glad to be here for everybody. Okay, Fifi, are you going to sit down so I can talk to everybody? Because I can't do that and hold you. Look at that. There's a blanket here for you. Lay down. Lay down. There you go. Okay, Fifi. Okay, Fifi's not sure about resting. Hello, happy Saturday, everyone. Hey, Jenny Walker. We're having Costco Scotch tonight, is the drink, mainly because we ran out of time. I was on the phone right up until, it's 8 o'clock, and people expect me, my mother-in-law's not going to let go of Fifi, Diane, so, sorry about that. But you've got a grandbaby now. You shouldn't want a Fifi. You've got a grandbaby. So, you're living the life, Diane. It's all good. Hey, Lori. We've got a lot going on tonight. So let's start with, what do we start with? Hey, Pasadena, Jenny. What are we all grateful for? Hey, Julie. Our cheerleader. Rah, rah, sis, boom, bah. What are we all grateful for this Saturday night? Let me know. Come on. Fill up my feed with what we're grateful for, everybody. What are we grateful for this Saturday night? It's Saturday. Don't stop believing. Okay, I can't sing. Okay, I'm not singing. Diane begged me not to sing anymore. No tornado. I didn't even realize you were in our tornado zone tonight, Kitty. Yes, your health, Jeremy. Well, I'm glad you're not having tornadoes, Kitty. That is good. Sleeping in on a Saturday. That sounds really good. I said this afternoon, after this is all over, I really want a day off. Cassandra was like, good luck with that. Online sales. Yes, Julie, that's one of our topics tonight. The PPP, Eric. Or does that mean you have to pee? I don't know, Eric. Sometimes with you, I just don't know. But that's okay. I think you're really talking the PPP. And we're going to cover that. The rain stopped since we had... Oh, yeah, and you're right there with the lake and everything. That is not good there if you had flood warnings. Adele, that's, all those lakes there. Your 4 dogs, Karen. Well, we'll have to have a dog picture. We have pictures going back and forth of our team is sending pet of the day pics. Is one of the ways we're keeping our team engaged. Ozark Season 3 starting last night. Oh my, I don't know what that is, but I'll have to look that up. I saw the other one that I'm watching that just dropped. Oh shoot, it's on Amazon. It's Jack Ryan. The new season of Jack Ryan just dropped, and I gotta go. I'd like to catch up on that, but that's a little too heavy for me. After I'm done for the day, like I told you guys the other night, I'm into the light TV, although it's hitting a little too close to home with the Goldbergs we've been watching, and The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and the mother in both those shows is like my Jewish mother. So, I mean, totally, and I bet you now that's going to make Adele watch both those shows that she wouldn't have watched otherwise. But Adele, you'll appreciate both of them. You'll really appreciate the Mrs. Maisel. Okay, good Jewish mother stuff throughout it. Really, good stuff. Although last night we watched Modern Family. We're catching up on the final season. So, which again, I just need to, when I decompress, I'm decompressing into lightness, and I just need to not be real. So, speaking of not real, let me make you laugh. Is anybody ready for a good joke? I was on a long line today at the grocery store that opened at 8 for seniors only. A young man came from the parking lot and tried to cut in at the front of the line, but an old lady beat him back into the parking lot with her cane. He returned and tried to cut in again, but an old man punched him in the gut, then kicked him to the ground and rolled him away. As he approached the line for the 3rd time, he said, "If you don't let me unlock the door, you'll never get in there." Ba-boom! Come on, that was funny, people. That was funny. That was quarantine humor for you. Give me some laughs there. Give me some smiles there. All right. Thank you. And Adele, watch The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. If that isn't classic Jewish humor and everything, you will just be rolling with it. You'll be dying when you watch that. Dazzle won't know what to do when you watch that. So, okay. So, keep in mind, people, as we're in the middle of this, let's not forget. Hang on a second. Where's my stuff here? I got my props. We have survived 100% of our worst days. 100%. We've survived all this stuff. Have you made your list of the things you've survived? As long as I know love, I know I will survive. I've got all my life to live. I've got all my love to give. I will survive. I will survive. Hey, we will survive this pandemic. 100% of our worst days. Do not forget that. Thank you, Michelle. I'm glad I'm entertaining your daughters. I don't entertain my own daughter, but I'm glad I'm able to entertain yours, Crystal. My child is making dinner tonight. So, after this, I get a dinner that I did not cook. Okay, Diane, I will stop trying to sing. It's just in me. I've got this spirit. I am sorry. I know I'm not good at singing. It's not what you people have me here for, is singing. It is not one of my talents. Okay, so let's get right into it. Yeah, so you didn't even spell my name right when you were yelling at me. It's okay, I got it. I know what I'm good at. And it's not singing, and I know that. But I like to turn up the radio, pump up the volume, and get it going. It puts me in a good mood. So, one of the topics today has been essential stores, stay-at-home orders versus shelter-in-place. So let's just talk about that for a second. What is an essential store? Why is that store an essential store? And you have to keep in mind that I'm in these meetings with some of these essential stores. I sit on boards where Lowe's sits on the board. okay? Or Home Depot sits on one of the boards that I sit on, okay? So I'm in the rooms with these people that are also advocating for themselves to be essential, and we all think we are essential. And we sell baby food. I could argue that we're an essential thing for the community, and some people sell diapers and baby food, and that becomes very essential. And we'd all love Walmart and Target to have to rope off their clothes and just open their grocery sections. But the reality is that's not going to happen. Some of the hardware stores, yes, they're selling more plants than anything else as people are working in their yards and things that aren't essential. We just have to do what's right for our communities. In Connecticut, where I live, my stores are in Massachusetts, but I actually live in Connecticut. Today, by governor decree, it was decided that golf courses were essential. Okay, do you think that some of the governor's rich pals advocated for that? Okay, so it is a political landscape. Know that we're advocating on a national level for one of these things, some of the things to be relaxed, because some of the states are being very hard about, and Massachusetts is one of them, where we are not allowed to do in-store pickup or anything. And so we're advocating, as things are start to be relaxed, that we can do at least in-store pickup or curbside pickup or something. The biggest difference, not from a store perspective, but from a regulation perspective, is shelter in place versus stay at home. Stay at home is a recommendation, whereas shelter in place is an order. And there's only a few places that are shelter in place. California has areas. New York City has areas that are asking people to shelter in place. But most of the country, the rest of the country, has areas that are recommended that you stay at home, and that is a recommendation, not an order. So keep that. That is one of the key differences. So you can be in your store and doing things with that in most cases. Which leads me into the next thing that people are have been a little upset. Hey, Tiffany's with us now, and Linda. Linda, pleasure to have you join us tonight, all the way from San Antonio. Is payroll. So I've had a lot of people upset over one of the things in the CARE Act is that your staff may make more money on unemployment than they were making for you, and why would they want to come back working for you? Okay, first of all, the whole idea of all this stimulus is to get the country back to normal and back to work. So it's greasing the thing. It's flooding the economy with money. Okay, absolutely flooding it. So a lot of stores have laid off a good portion of their staff or all their staff, and they're like, well, why would anybody come back to work? Well, when you are able to open back up, whenever that is, and keep in mind, a lot of us are likely to be closed for April. I mean, that's just the reality in a lot of parts of the country. April's going to be closed. And so we need to be dealing with that, okay, and just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. I'm singing again, Diane. I'm sorry. Let it go. Okay. But don't let it snow. A lot of us will be closed for April, and so we just have to accept that fact. It's not Massachusetts hasn't announced it. We still have an April 7th date, but we're fully expecting the governor to announce May 4th as our date, and a lot of different states are working with that. So what do you do with that? Okay, well, you do. My quote of the day, okay, for you, if you take one thing away from me today, is be stubborn about your goals and flexible about your methods. Stubborn about your goals and flexible about your methods. What the heck does Neil mean about that? Well, I know many of you, and I know your business, your numbers, I know that, okay? And you are there to be the best and most successful resale store in your community. And that is your goal. And it should stay your goal. Okay? But your methods might have to get flexible. Okay? Julie never did online before. Okay? Never had, is a perfect example of it. Julie Jankowitz. Okay? From Gurnee, Illinois. Okay? And I've been to her store multiple times. Okay? is focused on her goal and flexible in her methods. She never had an online store. Yeah, she's done on live sales and things, but she never had an online website or anything before. But in just days, she worked with Angie K, and Angie got her her Shopify store all set up. Julie didn't know anything about Shopify or linking to her software program or anything. And she got with Angie K, and Angie got her all hooked up, and she had her first sale in just days online on her website. And that is awesome. And there are a lot of resources here for you, like using Angie K for that, and working with your software vendors to get their links going. You should also, if you've never done a live sale, go live. When have I talked to you guys live like this before? Have I ever gone, before this crisis, yeah, you'd have me here and there, and I do posts all the time, but I was never live, okay? But I'm live every night now, live at 8 o'clock every night, okay? And we have a great time every night. And I'm going to be for the foreseeable future, okay? And I'm happy to do it, and I love it, and I'm grown very comfortable with it, okay? Fifi, not so comfortable, she left me, but, that's okay. So focused on the goal of helping the whole industry get to the other side. Your goal is being the most successful store, so be focused on your goal, flexible with your methods, whatever it takes. Shipping, I was doing shipping today. I was shipping all sorts of crazy stuff. I'm going to do a post later. Wait until you see some of the crazy things that people bought during a pandemic today. I mean, it was actually quite comical with us. Some of the things we sold online. Especially funny was the survivalist books. Okay, and why that was even more funny is they bought survivalist books, okay, and survival, setting up your life for survival, okay, and they bought them for in-store pickup, and we can't even do in-store pickup in the state right now. So they didn't pay to have us ship them to them, so they're sitting on a shelf in the back of the store. So you never can guess what people will buy during a pandemic, but their credit card was good, so the money's in my bank, and that's a wonderful thing. Because I'm focused on my goal, being the most successful resale store, and I am flexible in my methods. I'll take their money, I'll go pick orders and everything else. But back to the staff for a second. So I know some of you are keeping a few staff on, and you're worried, because I've heard from you that you're worried, that they're going to be mad at you that their coworkers are making more money not working. Okay? And that's a real concern. So you have two concerns. One, that your workers don't want to come back, okay, afterwards because they're getting unemployment plus $600, okay? And two, that your workers that you've kept on, okay, are upset with you because their friends are making more money taking unemployment plus the $600. So how do you deal with that? First of all, your workers that are collecting unemployment, okay, they have to come back to work when you call them back to work. Then the unemployment stops and the extra $600 stops. If they decide, hey, Neil, I don't want to come back to work. I'm getting this extra money. It's great. I'll come back at the end of July when the extra $600 stops. That doesn't fly. Because you'll enter it with the unemployment system. That money will stop. And they won't get anything. They won't get their unemployment, nor will they get the extra $600. The whole deal with this is to grease the economy and get America back to work. All the incentives for the employer are to get people back to work. So it's all about that. So what do you do with the people that you've kept on? Okay, and said, hey, you're really helping us goose our website or rock our online videos and everything. But your friends are making more money right now. Well, if it's worth having them in the store right now and they're doing enough and generating enough, then do what the other people are, follow the big guys and do what they're doing. The big guys, the Costcos, the Targets, etc., are bonusing their people for staying on through the crisis. Okay? And granted, if they don't stay on and they quit, they don't get to collect unemployment. But, if they're good people and you want to keep them on and they're adding to your bottom line and they're helping you grow your business, they're helping you focus on your goal, okay, and be stubborn about your goal, then give them a bonus. All the big guys are giving them a bonus. Some of them are giving them money for staying on through the crisis. Some of them are giving them a per hour bonus through the crisis, anywhere from $2 to $4, but payable after the crisis is over. Okay, so that they get the same relative feeling through that. What I've advised some people to do that I've talked to today is that are keeping 1 or 2 people on, give them that hourly bonus and then let them keep that for an extra 2 weeks after the crisis is over, after everybody else comes back to work, that for an extra 2 weeks they still get to keep a couple hours extra an hour and then return to their normal. They love it. Most people just want to be out of the house anyways right now, so if they're working, they're thrilled to have a job and they're happy. They just want to partake in some of the priming of the pump, as it will be with the government and everything. So if you can do that, that'll keep you par. That'll keep them not resenting you for not laying them off and keep things moving. Okay, that moves us into the SBA as our other hot topic for the day. And if you have a specific question with that, just email me. You know how to reach me. I get back to everybody. I call everybody. I've been, literally, my phone minutes, it's a darn good thing I have unlimited. Verizon might pull that back on me. They're like, while I throttle some people's data, they may throttle my phone minutes by the time this is over. Okay, so let's talk about the SBA. As we talked about last night and the night before, we have 3 different loans. Okay, we have the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, we have the Bridge Loan, and we have the Payroll Protection Program. And a lot of you have been curious about this extra 10 grand that the news media is floating around. So let's cover them all. Okay, so in general, I'm going to start with the Bridge Loan. Okay, the Bridge Loan is a loan that you can get through an SBA local lender, through your local SBA lender, okay, that is designed to tie you over until you get the disaster loan. Okay, it can be for up to $25,000, and it's designed to tie you over till you can get the disaster loan. The caveat to that is your disaster loan application has to be complete and submitted. Okay? Otherwise, you do not qualify for a bridge loan. Okay? In general, with how fast they are moving on both the disaster loans and the payroll protection program, the bridge loan in most cases is an unnecessary step and not worth the time. In almost every case. I would honestly, versus taking the time and effort and paperwork and everything else to do the bridge loan, I would advise you to talk to your bank. Again, life is about relationships. Please, if you're not a relationship person, this disaster should teach you to make relationships. Like you have with your customers, you should have with every vendor, everybody you do business with, because that's what gets you through bad times. People have called me so much because they're like, I get calls all the time for things because people know, well, Neil's got a guy for that. Neil's got a lady for that. I mean, you'd love my electrician. My electrician's this short little she's short. She is super short, but she's a hot ticket, and she can just, she'll crawl through attics, crawl spaces. I mean, the first time I hired her, she's like, this tree is in my way in your driveway. Do you mind if I saw it off? She was on a 15-foot ladder or whatever and sawing my tree in my driveway the first time I ever hired her. I mean, she's just awesome. Val, by the way, is her name. And, she'll fix anything, and it's great. But I always have a guy for everything. Okay, I have Mickey and Bob that take care of my cars. Everything I have a person for. Okay, because I know what my talents are, and as we've established here, it's not singing. Okay, I am the pink calculator guy. I have the calculator tonight because I've been doing payroll calculations with people all day. So build your relationships, build your network, build your circle of people, and keep in mind with that circle, it's not about the lowest price. That doesn't mean don't negotiate and get a fair price, but don't beat them up to death. Get somebody who will stand with you and everything, and that's where I have people that'll always stand with me. That's why I say not the bridge loan, but if I called Nikki or Cheryl at my bank and said, hey, I need a little bit of money to tide me over, I've got the disaster loan application in, they'd say, well, how much money do you need? And they'll be like, no problem, keep on writing checks. Because they know me, like me, and trust me. And that's what your customers like to do when they shop with you. And that's who you should like to do business with, not the lowest cost provider. And that's what gets you through to the other side. It's all about people you know, like, and trust. So keep that in mind. So in most cases, I am advising to skip the bridge loan. Because by the time you do it, it's a waste of time. The Payroll Protection Program will be run through your local SBA lenders. It is not set up yet, so give me a couple days. I expect full notification on that next week, okay? And that'll be run locally and should be in place. They have to have it in place within 15 days. I expect it much sooner than that. I expect sometime next week the SBA lenders will be ready to handle that. And it'll be relatively quick. I think, again, you will have money in your bank in under 30 days for that. Okay, which is really great, which is 2.5 times payroll. Okay, 2.5 months of payroll, excuse me, not 2.5 times payroll. 2.5 months of payroll, 2 months of which will be forgiven as a grant. The half will not be, so keep that in mind when taking that. Some of you that don't want that will just want to pay that part back, even though interest, fees, payments are deferred for a year anyways. So, but some of you will want to not even have that on your books and just know the part that's going to be granted. The $10K that is out there in the news, nobody is set up for yet, okay? It is part of the bill, but nobody is set up for it. It is designed not... It's listed everywhere in the media that you're going to get this 10 grand grant. And I've heard from some of you that your employees think you're getting all this money, you're going to be rich! Oh, woohoo! We're rich! Rolling in the money! Yeah! Okay, that 10 grand is actually... offset and reduces the Payroll Protection Program, or your grant from the Payroll Protection Program. So it is designed to be quick money, but no one is set up for it yet. So again, I will have more details on that this week once it is set up, but the other money is flowing very, very fast. The SBA, while overall an organization, I've talked about it, they're in the Indy 500, and they showed up to race the Indy 500 with a bicycle, okay? And that's what they got in the race with, okay? But they are pulling out all the stops to make stuff fast. So that brings me to the economic injury disaster loan. Okay, what is that? How's that moving? Okay? That is moving very, very fast. So again, it's a 30-year, 3.75% loan. What is the amount that they're going to give you? They are going to take, your gross profit, for the year and cut it in half, So sales minus cost of goods sold, to get your gross profit divided by 2 is the amount that you could be eligible for. If that amount, is... I like that, Julie. If that amount is over $500,000, if it's $500,001, you want to tell them that, I just want 500. You do not, want to take any amount over $500,000. If you need over $500,000 because of the size of your operation, and I know there are people in here that do, then you want to take the 500 because it'll be very, very quick, okay? And then you want to go back after that is all processed and ask for a loan adjustment, and they will do that. It's just very time consuming when you ask for anything a penny over $500,000. Okay, do not take a penny over. Take the economic loan and take the PPP. That is correct, Jennifer. Half the gross profit. Not net profit, gross profit. Okay? Sales minus cost of goods sold. Okay? And I can, anybody that, I know this will generate lots of, and there's no prepayment penalty on the economic development loan, and payments are deferred for a year and everything else. So take it and... That is correct. I am not meaning the bottom line profits. Okay, I am meaning gross profit. And I'm happy to pink calculator anybody's stuff offline. I've been doing it forever with people. Happy to do it and help you know what to expect from this. Okay, and there's no while the terms are 30-year terms, there's no prepayment penalty to it. So you take it and stick it in an account and park it off to the side, and we get to the other side of this, and you only need it a little bit, you can pay it off, okay? You can pay a bunch of it, or you can hang on to the cash. So that's all okay. It primarily is based on last year, unless there is driving factors that would drive a huge variance, and it's really they'll base it on the last 12 months if that gooses you a little bit. Okay, so if the last 12 calendar months, February through January, boost you some, they will do that for you. Okay, and help that along. Because their goal is to get money in your hands fast, keep the economy going, keep your people working, keep your lights on, etc. So it's a whole circle of the economy, but they get that. So what does that mean in timeline? Okay, because that's the number one question I get. So I tend to be way ahead of everybody else. I'm the only one that's made it to this stage out of everyone that I've talked to. Our economic injury loan is already got moved to legal today. Okay? And the SBA, so that has been 12 days and I moved to legal. Now, in a normal situation, after it got moved to legal, I would be 21 days out from money in my account. Pretty religiously, okay? Sent to legal, okay? But this year's going to be great, Crystal. Message me offline, we'll talk, Crystal. Send me the stuff and we'll talk. Don't worry about the employee part. You don't want over 500K because it'll trigger 6 months worth of things looking at it. Not because you don't want the money, Dana. It's because of time. Okay, as soon as you take 1 penny over 500,000 from them, it's time. Okay, is the biggest thing. But you can go back for a loan amendment afterwards. So let's say they said you should get 700,000 or 600,000 or 550,000. You can take the 500 and it'll be quick, and then you can go back and say, I want a loan amendment for the extra 50, and you will get the extra 50. Okay? But you'll get it months from now, not in weeks, days. Okay? Yes, and actually, so in talking with them today, so I've gotten a lot of SBA time with different people that I wouldn't normally be able to talk to. Okay, and so they told me in a normal course of business, at the point that sent over to legal, it would be 21 days. They told me it'll be faster than that. And faster is reducing every hour. Okay? They are getting faster every hour. Okay? Michelle, SBA.gov. Just go to SBA.gov, click on the coronavirus, and you'll be right there. So he told me not to expect 21 days, that there will probably be money in my account, assuming that the only caveat to that is well, Eric, easy for you and me who are numbers, analytical people, and had everything at our fingertips is different than easy for everybody else. But yes, take twice as long to fill it out as Eric or I, Michelle, but you will get it done, okay, and get it done. So, the one caveat with the 21 days is when legal sends the stuff that needs to get signed, okay, they need it signed, the quicker you send it back, the quicker the money gets to your account. Okay? And that is a key caveat to that, because you can slow down the process by ignoring the email that says sign this stuff. So when you get the email that says sign this stuff, sign it. Okay? When they call to verify you're a real person, verify you're a real person. Okay? They are also doing it. They waived, in our case, we have cross-state complications because of where we live and have some of our assets and things, and they quickly, without a lot of heavy lifting, waived all personal guarantees or any collateral beyond the business. So in our case, where we are a corporation, everything went through the corporation, and the corporation is liable for things, and I'm only signing as the corporation. I have no personal liability for this debt, which is great. Again, outside of fraud, if I were committing fraud, okay, if I were goosing my numbers, if I were making them up, and I never allow for that. I want everybody to take everything they're completely entitled to, but do not commit fraud, okay? And if you need my fraud stories, or if you need my Bruce Purden story, all my stories are true. I'm happy to share them. But really, I want to keep the economy going. You got to keep in mind, and we're going to talk about this in the coming days, okay, we have to get ready. One of the things we have to be working towards is getting your stores ready for that, so that you're ready for when people have all this extra money, okay? So people on unemployment are making more money right now. They're going to get the IRS checks. There's going to be a lot of money in this economy, okay? And we have to be prepped to take advantage of that, and we're going to cover that in a future episode when there's not so many other questions. I promise you we're going to cover it. There's time. I am going to cover it. I'm smelling dinner, but I am going to cover that in a future episode. And I know if I don't, you'll all remind me. So in my timeline, if things were working normally, I've already gotten to where I am with the SBA economic disaster loan in 12 days. Normally I'd be at 21, so in 33 days from the time I submitted my application, I would have money in my account, and they're telling me I will have it sooner than that, which is fabulous. And most of us, that will be great. And the payroll protection money program, I expect people to get money even faster than that once everything is set up this week. So don't go calling people for it until it's set up. But I will let you know as soon as you can go to your local SBA lender, or if your bank's an SBA lender, and get that. But that will be, I expect that this week. They have 15 days to set that up from Friday when the president signed the bill. I expect it this week. Okay. I've covered an awful lot here tonight. What else do I got here? Hey, anybody read the Narcs newsletter this month? If you have not read it, please read it. It will make you feel so much better. It might make you cry a little bit, but if you have not read the April newsletter, no fooling, okay, read it. The injury loan by default is a 30-year loan, okay? But you can pay it earlier than that, okay? Your local bank, Vina, will help with the payroll protection part of it. They can't do the economic injury loan, Vina. They are doing that directly. The SBA is doing that and funding that directly. But the payroll protection, they're doing it. And Jennifer, so no, the payroll protection, Jennifer, is not directly through the SBA. That's going to be through an SBA lender in your local area, whether that's your bank or another place. That is correct. You can apply for the payroll protection program even if you haven't finished the SBA disaster loan app, but that is not set up yet to apply for. So you can't apply for that yet. So again, if you haven't read the NARTS newsletter that I am throwing around, please read it. Unbelievable newsletter. Extremely timely. Will make you cry, smile, and say, yes, we can. Yes, we can get through this. And we will. Because you can't beat the person who never gives up. No, you can't. And you certainly can't beat a Nardette, right? We're all Nardettes at heart. And you can't beat a Nardette. And we are going to get to the other side. This is going to be resale's greatest year. Okay, by the time this is all over and we look back, this is going to be resale's year to shine. And I promise you that. We are going to come out of this in such great shape. And we're going to cover more about how we come out of this in such great shape next week, but we are going to come out of this in unbelievable shape. So again, we are stubborn about our goals and flexible about our methods, so don't forget that. Do your online, set up your website, contact all the NARTS vendors. They are doing amazing things, amazing, to get resale does rule, Rose. Yes, in my free time, I will write all this out, although Adele has been awesome. Adele created a new page tonight with a lot of this, and I will be doing, my goal is to do a quick sheet on things later next week. In between all your calls, in between doing these videos, I am running a company too somehow. And I, like a lot of you, am doing things that I haven't done in years because I have a great team, but I laid a lot of them off. But Adele is on top of it. She has been cataloging a lot of my resources that I've been putting out and is working with me to do that, and I greatly appreciate that. We're grateful to have her handling all those things from the office. With her assistant, Dazzle, who is dazzling all of us. So keep that in mind. The SBA disaster loan is the ultimate thing to do right now. The payroll protection program will be soon. I am your emotional support animal, Kitty. I don't know. Does that get me a pet? Does that get me a treat? Do I get a cookie? I am glad to be able to pump us all up and to get us to the other side. So use all your resources. Have you contacted your software vendor? Have you looked at all the resources that Angie K is providing? Contact all your software vendors. They are there to support you and help you through it. I don't care whether they're Liberty, Trexia, Computer Peeps, Consign Pro, SBS. They are all unbelievable in what they are providing to this industry. Monkeys in Hats is there working on things. So all of these members that are supporting the resale industry are out there providing tremendous value to you and helping you along, providing payment plan, whatever it takes. They are here to support this industry to the other side. This will be resale's greatest year. Okay? Fear not. The best days are ahead of us, not behind us. Keep your eyes out the windshield, okay? The best days are ahead of us. I am so excited about what's coming ahead. Okay, I know I will hear from some of you on the calculator that you need me to help calculate this so that you can sleep at night. Contact me, email me. I will FaceTime you. I will call you. I will email you. I promise you I will. I return all of them. Ask anybody. I return calls at all different hours. Just take a call. If you get a call from a 508 number, that's me. Email me at Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com. Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com. Find me on Facebook. All of the replays are on the YouTube channel. Not alone running this store. And that includes the ones from your cheerleader, Julie. Cheerleader, cheer, cheer. I can't even do, I'm not coordinated enough for that. And Melissa, all those videos are there, and local Adele is organizing a special page, if you haven't seen it, with all of these resources on the NARTS website. Thank you all for being with me here tonight. I am there for you. I will see you again tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. It is dinner time, people. Have a great night. You, and I'm talking to you, are not alone running this store. Have a great night, everybody. See you tomorrow.